So I've already entered my information for the stock price ahead of time because I'm making this demonstration all at once. You'll pick your stock and you will you know enter the information one day at a time. But here's how it's been entered, and you don't want a lot of empty space. Like, don't use an empty column or row. Change the border instead. However, if I look at this, I can think, you know what? I have this heading here where I have the name of the stock, and then I have this table. I'm going to insert a row here. So I'm going to right click, insert one row above, and now I have a little bit of a space, but don't overdo the space. So one of the things I asked you to do is to make sure the width of the cells is appropriate. So how do you know what's appropriate? Well, you just eyeball it. So I'm going to put my cursor in between the A and the B here at the top, and I'm just going to make this a little bigger so that this text here looks a little better. And if I wanted to, I could make it bold. I could use my favorite font. Actually, you know what? I'll select the whole thing. I'll click in the top left, and I'll change the whole thing to my favorite font. So I've got some information in here, and now I've got these header rows, and I'll use a different style. I'll just what do I want? I mean, I'll change the text color to blue, and that'll be how I know it's a special header row. And I'm going to go up here and change the alignment to center. So I've got the dates entered here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to go to Format, Number, and you can see it's already set to date, but I'm going to change it to a custom format. I don't want the year anymore. I know that it's 2020, so I'm just going to take that out. So I'm just going to have month and day, and now here it is. Yeah, you know what? I don't even like that. I'm going to select that again. I'm going to go to Format, Number. I'm going to go to Custom Format, and I'll show you, something you might find interesting. I'm going to go 3Ms, means it's going to spell out the name of the month, and then I'm going to put the day, and so I'll apply that, and you can see it's just another way of doing things. It'll sort automatically if I want to, sort by date, but it's written, in letters. All right, so here I got to change this to currency because you can see in decimal there was 20 cents, there was 30 cents, 50 cents. It rounded it up. I want to see it in currency, so I'm going to go Format. Now, this one is, Format Number, Currency, and you can use different currencies, but mine's in US dollars, so that's what I'm going to stick with. So, how much does it change? Well, on the first day, right, it can't change any amount. However, we're going to calculate how much it changes over each day at a time. So I'm going to use what's called formulas. So I type the equal sign, and I'm going to refer back to, I'm going to, just find the percentage change. So I'm going to take this cell here, backslash for divide, and I'm going to keep referring to this top cell because this is my starting cell. So I'm going to put a dollar sign in front of the letter that indicates the column, and a dollar sign in front of the number that indicates the row, and it'll always refer back to that top one. But when I cut and paste it, the B8, because it doesn't have those absolute symbols, those dollar signs, it's going to move one row down, but it'll always refer back to the top one. So you can see, okay, it's at 99% of it. This doesn't really make sense if we're trying to think of a percent change. What I actually want, so the same PEDMAS rules apply, and I'm just going to subtract by 1 because that'll be what percentage it is different. And here you see it's in decimal. I can see that it's negative, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the format here, and I'm going to put it into percentage, because our winner is going to be, whoever gets the biggest percent change. So you can see it's a little bit, it went down. I'm down, 0.69%. And so I'm going to cut and paste it. And you can see it's updating it automatically. Okay, this one's down a little further, so I'm down a little more. It's still keeping that row at the top, referring back to the original price, but each time it updates it to the day. And now watch this. I'm going to select all of these cells, Control V, and paste it all at once. So you can see, how, okay, I've made 2.3% since the fictional buy day of Pfizer. And so let's add some formatting to this. So let's say whenever it is, you know what, I want everything to have just a regular border. So I'm going to click on the border, and you can pick whatever borders you want. I'll give everything I'll give it a gold border. And then I'll click here, and you can see that all the borders have turned gray. So let's whenever it goes down, let's give it a different red shading. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to pick, like a light red. Every day it goes down. I'm going to do that. And if you want to just reuse the last settings, just quickly go up there. Okay, so this one here, it went up, so I'm going to give it a light green color. Any day that there's a price decrease, just not to, it's kind of just to show my formatting. And you could denote this with a different kind of font or a font color. If you wanted to change the font color, that's up here. So the big increase here was the day that they announced their vaccines. You can see that was a big improvement, but it actually fell back a bit the next day. So even though this has been in the news for some good results with their vaccine lately, on many days it has actually gone down. So you don't want to, if you hear big news about a stock, don't rush to invest late, because sometimes the move's already happened. And so there, I've kind of given it some colors to show that I understand how the formatting works. And what was the other thing that, oh yeah, I had asked you to say why you picked the stock. So I'm going to insert a row here, insert row. Now let's put reason. In case a COVID vaccine is discovered. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on wrap, and I'll just show you what wrap looks like so you understand that format. So here you have two options. Your text can either go over, it can wrap and continue below, or it can be cut off. I'm going to just, for today, I'll let it wrap overflow, but just to show you where the wrap function is. And one of the things that I also asked for was that you insert a photo. So I'm going to insert, go to image, and you can choose to have it like in one cell and it's fixed there, or you can choose to drag it over the cell. So I'll put it in the, I'll put the image over the cells. So I've got to upload it. Here's my logo. It's got to be a JPEG or PNG. And there you have it. And you can, drag it around, put it wherever you would like. Okay, so I don't quite like the look of this. I'm going to just make this light blue so that kind of indicates it's the first day. And you know what? I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna change it to black, and then blue and black, bad combination. So I'll change the lettering to let's go with gold. There we go. That's a little nicer. And so now you can see my information. So what I'm going to do is I need to make a line chart. So I'm going to select the data that this refers to. And I just want the price and the date over time. It'll figure out that there is a header row here, so don't worry too much. And I'm going to insert a chart. And since this is change over time, we're going to pick a line chart. So you kind of see what it's going to look like, and you get a chance to customize it a bit. So it's pretty good at figuring out, what should go where. The dates usually go on the bottom. If you have to, you could add a label to the x-axis. You could have more than one stock on the same axis, and you want to make sure you have your things labeled. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the vertical axis a little bit, because it's always trading $30 to $40. I don't need to see the below that, so I'm going to set at a minimum of 30 and a maximum of 40, and that'll show a bit better. Actually, I'll even because I know this is a short-term graph, I'm going to break it down. It'll only display from 35 to 40. And so this is your chance to change the font to anything that you would like. And then chart. I don't like price versus date because that's too vague. A chart title should be easy to understand, so I'm going to call it Pfizer stock price November 2020, and it'll be easy to see, and everyone will know right what I'm talking about right away. And if you don't like blue, you can click on it and do all your customizing here. I'll give it a green, and let's make it really a little thicker so that it jumps out more. And so there it is. There is our chart. Now I'm going to click on the three dots, and if I want to save it as an image to maybe put in a report, click on the three dots and go to download. But I don't want it right in the middle of my table. I'm going to click three dots, move to own sheet, and here you can see at the bottom we're on a new sheet. I'm just going to double click here. It'll be Pfizer stock chart, and that'll be totally easy to see. We can toggle between the two of them. Actually, I'm gonna change it so that it's even more specific. Pfizer price history. And so I have here at the top, give it a good file name. Say what it is. Put your name in the file name, and you can see it's almost has just about everything here, and it looks like it's going to be ready to drop off.